Hello, I'm the Deer Runner, and in this analysis video, I'll be continuing my chronological look at the My Hero Academia series for anything related to Deku's original Quirk. Which superpowers in the world are called Quirks. By this time covering the Hosu incident, this will contain spoilers for the My Hero Academia series. This is a final spoiler warning. This one event I can say had Deku's original information gathering Quirk have the absolute worst luck in while still managing to win. For the many of you that noticed the coincidences around Deku, making it likely he has a form of an information gathering Quirk, but you don't know much else about it, I want to explain why him being on that train, traveling to that disaster, had Deku's information gathering Quirk at a severe disadvantage. First, there was no sign of danger when Deku boarded and had to travel a large distance to the danger, which also as he approached would be hard to scan by the sheer amount of data within the city of Hosu. The train also moving at such high speeds would probably interfere with scanning, and the danger hit pretty quick, which was only about 10 seconds someone just started stating something happened that took a few seconds to complete their statement. So would have trouble starting up, plus the environment changed quickly with the train suddenly jamming on its brakes with all that data they needed to know about the train. Plus it could hit the brakes at any time, threw Deku around, so clearly he was not expecting it, so completely unprepared and did not react. The train also acted as a perfect restraint. He was nowhere near any of the controls, just stuck in a metal box among many other metal boxes, going at high speeds, which it wasn't going to make Deku do anything drastic, as just simple observations can show it has to also be trying to hide itself or it would have been spotted by now. I did find that this quirk needs Deku focus his desires on to something, at least indirectly, to be scanned for simpler things for longer periods of time than what he had, which this weakness is what I call standby mode, as Deku's original quirk basically keeps itself off to not strain Deku's mind until the desire activates it to start a boot sequence that takes time. So the Nomu ripped into the train without Deku's original quirk able to do anything, then was quickly removed by Gran Torino, which had Gran Torino fly off while carrying that Nomu far away into the city from Deku, leaving the train stopped on the tracks, which allowed Deku to leave the train while not in combat, so able to freely make his next move, which his scanning quirk would take over. But I did say this was one of the worst starts, so there are more problems. Deku could see two attack locations, the closer but still far away Gran Torino location, with one single Nomu, and a far away, clearly on fire area. Both were clearly a significant distance away from each other, having Deku only able to head in the direction of one, which we hear Deku clearly thinking he wants to help Gran Torino.
I'm going after him! No time for detours or stairs. Gotta put my training to the test. Gran Torino, please be okay!
And with the amount of destruction and sounds of battle from Gran Torino's location and otherwise quiet part of town, it would be easy to follow, which since it was several minutes after Deku found Ida that Gran Torino's match ended, so there was plenty of noise and destruction to follow easily with such a long destructive match, as also a far less mobile group than Deku was able to track Gran Torino's battle down. And Deku's original information gathering quirk would have easily tracked Gran Torino, able to figure out the best ways to help and get to Gran Torino. Plus Deku was very worried about Gran Torino, as another of those Nomus showed even the greatest hero by far would have a large amount of trouble. So Gran Torino likely needed help. But despite all that, Deku didn't go to Gran Torino, but went to the other attack location, which only way that makes sense is Deku's original quirk was focused on something else, forcing Deku to abandon Gran Torino. Now, we add the list of abilities I know about to find out what it was. Deku's original quirk works by seeing Deku has a desire, then interprets it, then makes a plan to fulfill that desire, then manipulates Deku to complete that plan. But the process is slow to start, which the train attack event was too quick for it to activate, to take into account the amount of people that needed help. When Deku ran into the city, but since it moved him around, it was already active prior to the attack happening, which we clearly see Deku's focus was on his friend Ida, and Deku desired to help Ida, who was at the point in the city of Hosu where this event is happening, which a while ago Ida's brother was paralyzed by the hero killer Stain there, so Deku suspected Ida used a hero work-study program from UA to get to Hosu so he could hunt Stain down. Plus, Deku noticed Ida was not responding to his messages, despite Ida did read the message as Deku approached Hosu, which Deku stated Ida never delayed more than a few minutes to respond, which clearly Deku was very worried.
He read the message but didn't reply. I don't think Ida has ever waited more than 3 minutes to respond to something before. We're almost at Hosu Station. Hey, if you ever want to talk or anything, just let us know. We're friends, right?
Yes.
Hey, did you see that? A building exploded!
So Deku's desires only activated his original quirk to help Ida when Deku ran into the city, which Ida was in extreme danger, needing Deku to get the quirk. The attack location Deku found himself in through this manipulation had Manuel, the pro hero Ida was in an internship under, which Deku would easily notice Ida was missing. I do need to mention that people call Ida both Tenya and Ida to prevent confusion when that happens.
Manuel! Stop the fire!
Yeah, got it! That's Manuel, the normal hero. Ida's at his agency.
Why'd you run off by yourself? Where the hell are you, Tenya?
Wait, he went off alone? Despite what's happening? That doesn't sound like something he'd do.
It'd be obvious. The only reason Ida would not be there, she's supporting them, is if he ran into the hero killer Stain. Because he has his super speed, if he was not there, he would have been there by now. Which Deku's original quote by how it always tried to hide itself, this time it did that by showing Deku the proof Ida found Stain.
Can't believe Tenya would run off with such a huge disaster right in front of him. Ida, Hosu, where the hero killer attacked. Don't tell me.
So we'll search for him instead of making him find Ida by an extremely unlikely accident, specifically deep in one of the many normal-looking alleys that are everywhere throughout that massive area of the city.
You found him too? But how?
I saw it on TV. They had some stats about the hero killer. Most of his victims were found where there weren't many people. So, in order to find you, I needed to search far away from the panic, in the back alleys of Hosu City.
But a strange event happened as Deku approached that fiery attack location that needs to be addressed. Before we discuss Deku finding Ida anymore, as soon as Deku found the corner getting himself into view, a Nomu flung a massive truck at him, which exploded. Which is time between Deku getting into view of the truck and the landing was about 4 seconds. Even if it already had lifted the truck, it'd take time to aim and throw it. Meant it had to have decided to do that instantly, despite being surrounded by many heroes at that time. They should have distracted it, unless something made Deku a priority target. We look back at the other Nomu ripping into the train a few seats down from Deku, with a struggling fighting hero, and the train had jammed on its brakes, which is plenty of factors that could have had the Nomu enter the train a little bit down from Deku if it was targeting Deku, like the few seats down it entered the train from Deku. Deku was in the window seat, in the direction of the Nomu by how we see Randarina when he hit that Nomu, angled his attacks to Deku's side of the train before hitting the Nomu that just entered. But since that Nomu forgets quickly about targets when it can't see its targets, as later on after Gran Torino did a lot of damage to that Nomu, then the Nomu for a second looked away from Gran Torino, spotting civilians and attacked them.
He's fast, but not faster than me! Oh, stay away!
He's attacking at random! Stop it, you stupid beast!
Leaving itself completely open to Gran Torino's attacks, which also, when that truck exploded, as it was thrown at Deku, that other Nomu also had to have lost sight of Deku due to the explosion. Then it had massive amount of fire and smoke all over the place, obscuring their vision, allowing Deku to avoid being spotted clearly by them. We also see a third Nomu at the end of the Hosu incident attack Deku, which it flew a very large distance to a large group of heroes Deku was with and only swooped in to target Deku. Clearly these Nomus are targeting him, which, since they are people turned into monsters by adding multiple superpowers to them, they can have been given powers that extremely increase their ability to see things and train them to focus on attacking whatever looks like Deku, which other Nomus have clearly been trained to identify the one who follow orders from and protect, so being trained to single out specific targets can be expected as well. Which also, since all for one, the creator of these Nomus should have been suspecting Deku as the chosen inheritor of the superpower One for All, the only power that can beat him, so it was a priority target. As All Might suddenly goes to the school to be a teacher that is supposed to be where One for All wielders are trained. And then suddenly, there's one person that seems to have similar powers, so this sounds like he's transferring it. And also, Shigaraki wanted Deku dead regardless if he has One for All or not. So, the train that Deku couldn't do anything on had a monster he likely can't beat, wanting to beat him to death, charge right in, quartering him instantly, which is another major reason I say it was the worst environment for Deku's original Quirk. But there's more. Since I did find Deku's original Quirk can't scan minds, no, I countered the third Nomu that left itself open by traveling a large distance in a straight line in the open directly at Deku. Deku's original Quirk clearly did not catch on to this threat. So throughout this event, Deku's original Quirk didn't factor in he needed to keep Deku from the Nomus, which could have easily got him killed. Though these three Nomus were defeated in Hosu that were targeting Deku, unfortunately for Deku, this conversation reveals those three Nomus were part of a batch of 6.
Master, how many Nomu are completed?
I've finished adjusting the behavior of 6 of them, though they are not as strong as the one from the USJ attack.
Give them to me.
Very well. However, you may only have 3.
So there are 3 others out there that are targeting him, so potentially a large amount of bad luck in the future. Especially due to it is unclear if Deku's original Quirk figured this out as it got blindsided by the last Nomu it faced. Since when Deku got close to Hosu the attack happened, and there are no coincidences, we need to explain this, which we now take into account the Nomus can use supernatural sight to spot Deku, were positioned on top of a massive building, so great view of everything around for a long time before Deku showed up. Where how the sun was out instead of nighttime when the attack happened, and the Nomus attacked very close to Deku's position compared to how massive Hosu is, without the one controlling the Nomu, Shigaraki, knowing Deku was there according to the scene.
This is no fair. Why do you have to go and kill that Nomu? Why is that brat here?
So in this type of situation, could easily have lost control of the Nomus. It all looks like Deku may have accidentally triggered the Nomu attack. Yet the story doesn't state this. In fact, it completely skips over the Nomus getting any form of an order to attack. My future Deku narration theory can explain this, as it states the story we are seeing is retelling of events by future Deku, which will only show what future Deku is sure of. So if there was an effective cover-up, we would not see it. Which, since those Nomus are the only massive advantage the League of Villains has at that point, as those Nomus were showed they can fight the greatest hero by far all might effectively, if villains show they can't control that level of power, having the Nomus attack at random, they'd be viewed as far too dangerous by everyone, which not just ruin the League of Villains reputation, but also anyone who tries to use Nomus that would basically completely cripple the main villain All For One's organization with them unable to gather any allies. So they covered it up, making future Deku remove the event due to a lack of information about it. But since future Deku knew to remove it and have enough information scattered around that can expose that hidden event in his retelling of the story, we are seeing future Deku knows about it. What we were shown about this event in the story was a bit deceptive. It looked like Shigaraki, the one controlling the Nomus, was having fun and confident, but Shigaraki would obviously have a lot of fun watching the destruction and is very stupid, so he can be expected to not realize the seriousness of losing control of the Nomus, which can explain Shigaraki's confidence in having so much fun despite what happened. Which, the way this event was hidden, has the same symptoms of another hidden event I found in my future Deku narration theory on the subject of what happened to Deku's father. The scenes of Deku's father were cut out with a clear, massive, effective cover-up, which identified enough scattered pieces of information to piece together a very basic description of what happened, which altogether showed future Deku knows what happened but doesn't know the details like in this smaller event. Which means at the very start, Deku accidentally caused 3 Nomus to charge at him, which if they got to Deku, they would have instantly killed him. Especially with what I said about Deku's original quirk being off when they would have got to him. A horrible level of bad luck, which Deku was saved by 2 of the Nomus ended up losing sight of him, traveling past those large buildings, which the one that got to him showed its ability to jump high, so able to maintain a line of sight. While also competent hero, defenses of the city of Hosu engaged the Nomus quickly, with how one was directly fighting the Nomu that was able to go directly to Deku, and an extremely powerful competent hero, Gran Torino, was with Deku, able to deal with the one Nomu that reached Deku. So Deku managed to avoid death. Now for Deku attacking Stain. We first look to see what Deku's original quirk strategy was by seeing how he won. Deku managed to have his 2 allies, Ida and Todoroki, fight alongside him while each of them at the time was not paralyzed by Stain's blood curdle of quirk. That paralyzes people if he ingests blood, which the amount of time they are paralyzed is dependent on their blood type. Deku managed to avoid it by having the best blood type to resist it, type O, but had Deku fight, they quickly get struck down, then get back up in a short period of time, over and over again, so painful resistance. Todoroki can use his fire and ice to make his own blood unreachable, but Ida had the second to worst blood type. While getting paralyzed before Deku arrived, making Deku and Todoroki had to run down the paralysis clock for Ida to fight, which we will see highly suspicious things about running down the paralysis clock, so it was Deku's original quirk. They had another huge advantage, as Stain, who can kill all of them easily, didn't, due to Stain was only after what he called false heroes. Which Deku and Todoroki demonstrated they were true heroes, having Stain not strike them down when he easily could have. While Ida's blinded by his rage due to Stain paralyzed his brother a while ago, ignored saving the hero that Stain was trying to kill. So was a target.
You spoke the truth, hero killer. These 2 are different from me. I can't hold a candle to them. Idiots! The hero killer is only after me and that kid in the white armor! Stop fighting back! Just get out of here!
Which made it a long, dragged-out fight instead of less than a minute victory for Stain. So now let's see how Deku's original quirk handled this battle. First, Deku arrived last second, before Ida would die, reducing the paralysis of Ida by the maximum amount, before Deku would fight Stain directly, which is the most common type of action by Deku's original quirk, moving Deku into possession, which it must have mentally manipulated him to not notice altered search patterns over the massive, and I mean massive, search area keeping Deku close by them once it was clear it was now or never. By Stain clearly showing when he intended to kill Ida, Deku's original quirk used physical manipulation to move Deku past the alley. And just as Stain was about to kill Ida, which had an extremely small window of opportunity. So small that it had to be for manipulation. We can also see, since Manuel did state Ida ran off,
Why'd you run off by yourself? Where the hell are you, Tenya?
Deku could have ran up to him and said, where exactly did Ida go missing? They would know the last time you saw it, and given the location, go directly to there. But that's not what Deku's original quirk wanted. It wanted to go last second, so it wouldn't gather that information, keeping the excuse to keep Deku searching until it was needed to go in. At the start, Deku's original quirk would, by its normal behavior, restrain Deku from doing strategies that would have him lose immediately. First, Deku didn't even try to use a full-powered one-for-all attack. Whenever he got an opening, managing to hit Stain, because his quirk, like in the USJ for the Warp villain, understood, though technically it had the power to end the match with a full-powered one-for-all attack. If the enemy could easily dodge, it is best to not allow Deku to use any attacks that would cripple his body, therefore wouldn't use attacks that would get Stain in one hit. Another restraint, which actually didn't even have Deku's original quirk do anything, was due to Stain's fast enough to pursue and catch Deku, especially with his weaponry and skill. There was no way for Deku to carry Ida away, let alone the second hero that was down, which at this point, protecting everyone desires should have activated Deku's original quirk by now, so Deku's original quirk wouldn't allow Deku to abandon them anyway, but since Stain on his own decided to not approach Deku at all or attack for a while, Deku had enough time to look at the situation and, by his normal heroic nature, decide to stand his ground to protect the two heroes that couldn't move. So didn't need to be manipulated, but would have if Deku resisted the plan. Then after Deku was unable to fight, which Deku was also left alive by having Stain consider him a worthy hero, Stain went to kill Ida again. But Todoroki arrived last second, which again ran down the paralysis clock for Ida by the maximum amount, which was caused by Deku's delaying sending a distress signal out for about a minute 34 seconds. Now that ended up having Todoroki, who was moving at a set speed to a set location, the obvious fire-filled main attack area, which is enough to have, if you're monitoring him, be able to determine his arrival time if you suddenly have him head to Deku's location, which scanning easily saw, so waited for that minute and 34 seconds to send a distress signal to have him arrive last second. Since Deku clearly saw how Ida screwed up, not telling others where he was, as his work-study group did state around Deku, Ida suddenly disappeared. So Deku, seeing all that, should have immediately sent a distress signal. But like before, his original quirk altered him with mental manipulation for the plan, which, since Deku did not last long against Stain, and it is obviously important to Stain to explain to all witnesses his reasons before passing judgment, so scanning would detect this, Todoroki arriving then was Deku's original quirk, timing Todoroki's arrival in case Ida had the minimum time to live by what Deku's original quirk knows of Stain. Which, with how overpowered Stain is, Deku's original quirk assumed Deku would not last long, and was correct. But also that distress signal was used to fulfill the other desire to help everyone, that at this point had plenty of time to activate. As this distress signal to Todoroki was an undescriptive GPS location, which was not enough for Todoroki's group that was after Stain to choose to send all the forces there, but instead split their forces up to all combat locations and guaranteed victory for all other attack locations.
You need to give more details in times like this. I was almost too late to stop this guy. Next time, try to send more than just your specific location. But you're not really one to send cryptic messages without a reason, are you? so I figured you were in trouble and asking for help.
Plus would then have hero reinforcements arrive at Stain's location as well after the Nomus are dealt with. So set as time limit for the battle was advantage it wasn't used as Stain was defeated before then. Though it would make Stain rush, getting him be careless as time went by. After all that Deku just fought, Stain was so overwhelming Deku's virtual cloak couldn't manipulate much past this. Though it would enhance Deku's abilities, showing he did blindside Stain several times as it makes him take advantage of any opening, and when they debated what they should do, the normal behavior of Deku making the plan happen, as Deku's original quote tweaked the event to make sure that it gives him the best shot.
Our best option is to hold until the pros arrive and avoid close combat.
No, you know you've already lost way too much blood. I'll distract him while you support me from behind. Sound like a plan?
You want us to take a pretty big risk. Okay, we can protect them.
Though there was no guarantee of victory with how overpowered Stain was. Then eventually Deku's group managed to run down the rest of the time for paralysis, who were off Ida barely. Then they eventually grouped up, Al and Stain winning. But as they were tying Stain up, Deku's group missed a knife Stain could use to escape, which Deku's original cook saw after they thought they were almost done tying him up. But with how much Deku was injured and his teammates clearly stating for him to take it easy.
I saw you hurt your leg back there. At least let me do this for you.
Thank you very much.
Todoroki, I can drag him from here.
Are you forgetting your arms are messed up?
Deku's original quote didn't have an excuse to stop Stain from escaping the rope without revealing itself. By everyone asking why did Deku somehow know or act so strange finding the knife as he fights his allies to walk over with a partially severed foot to assist disarming the already mostly a fully tied up Stain. So Deku's original quirk normal behavior of hiding itself let it happen, and also accidentally assumed his eyes would have found the hidden knife, but didn't. Then all the heroes arrived and grouped up around Stain. But then the last Nomu that escaped the heroes came by, spotting Deku, so it immediately targeted Deku without his original quirk realizing it. Which large distance it flew in a large potential attack area of the large group of heroes Deku was in, it assumed if Deku launched an attack, it would likely get in the way of his many allies, so with all that uncertainty, Deku's original quirk held back, not realizing he was the sole target, completely unprepared for what was about to happen. Which Deku got carried away by that Nomu, then Stain, who determined Deku was worthy to be a hero, rescued him with his escape with the hidden knife, but with the severe injuries of Stain's broken ribs from being beaten by Deku, Ida, and Todoroki, had those broken ribs end up piercing his lung. After killing the Nomu and rescuing Deku, so Stain collapsed and was captured again, with no hero deaths. Before I move on to the next subject, I do want to point out I spotted Gran Torino referring to Endeavor, the second highest ranking hero, someone everyone should know the name of, as Todoroki, Endeavor's son's name, at 2 separate points.
Watch it, Todoroki! I think this guy's got multiple quirks! Hero killer! Wait, Todoroki!
Since Gran Torino was one of those few people with complete utter access to the most classified things, I'm going to keep an eye out on Todoroki to understand what this connection is to this highly connected person. Whether this was caused by Gran Torino was secretly studying everything about Deku and UA, so it's extremely familiar with the students around him, or they are trying to recruit the most overpowered heroes when they are young, which is shown to happen for other people later in the manga. Using my future Deku narration theory, which states the story is a retelling of events by future Deku, we hear narrations that, according to my research, is future Deku directly talking to us, which we can hear despite they took a dangerous mass murderer off the streets, and they were better people after this. All future Deku said was that he was going to regret all this, that he shouldn't even allowed Ida to go out there in the first place and try to expose his plans by gathering info which would have stopped it. The narration around this event clearly shows a step-by-step of how it got to that point, shows the reasons Deku did not act on the warning signs Ida displayed. Then the last point Deku saw Ida before Hosu, so last point Deku could have stopped Ida, he states he should have stopped it, and will only regret not doing so.
After the sports festival, Ida's big brother was all over the news. It turns out he'd been attacked in Hosu City, Tokyo. The person responsible had apparently already killed 17 heroes in the past and hurt 23 so badly that they were beyond recovery. He's a scourge on the pro community, the elusive hero killer. His villain name, Stain.
If it's about my brother, don't be concerned. I'm sorry if I made you worry. Everything will be fine.
Ida didn't say anything else about what was going on with Ingenium. Later, I was surprised to hear that he'd taken an internship in Hosu City, the same place where his big brother had been left for dead, but I felt like I couldn't ask him anything about it, since he'd never come to me wanting to talk. That's just how things were between us as we approached the first day of our internships. Ida, wait! Hey, if you ever want to talk or anything, just let us know. We're friends, right?
Yes.
In that moment, I should have tried harder to find out how he was feeling. In the days to come, I would regret not being there for him.
Despite it was a risky situation, it looked like a good ending, so future Deku stating they will regret this meant it had to have severely backfired, which we see Society's main opponent, the godlike villain All For One, take Stain's movement's popularity by claiming Stain was with them, without Stain able to say they are lying due to how Deku's group defeated and captured Stain, greatly increasing All For One's group's support, causing massive levels of problems in the future, which if Stain wasn't captured, despite many heroes would have died, Stain would never have caused anywhere close to the massive level of damage All For One was able to, with claiming Stain was with them. So this was predicted here, and it did come to pass in the currently released parts of My Hero Academia. Another part of future narrations is when a major thing is set into motion, the reasons for it are stated within a few episodes to when it is introduced, which we can see Deku blaming society for All For One hijacking Stain's movement. We can see this by Gran Torino explaining how he knew very early on that the normal suppression of information won't work, and instead All For One would outplay them. Therefore society should have been adjusting their strategy, with such a trusted person seeing this very early on.
To put it simply, you've both got charisma. As the investigation continues, his ideology and opinions will be all over the media. Everyone will want to know his motives. The age we live in, for better or for worse, is one of suppression. There will be people across the globe who are influenced by these new ideas. That's where the League of Villains comes in. The Hosu incident suggests that Stain and the League are connected somehow. That means the League will go from being thought of as a bunch of juvenile delinquents to being recognized as a group with an ideology. In other words, these new converts will seek them out, even if each individual is insignificant. If that evil gathers under one banner, it will swell to unstoppable proportions. If the villain in charge knew this would happen from the beginning, then he is a brilliant strategist. He's steadily getting rid of any obstacles one by one, trying to create conditions that will favor his own purpose.
The society ignored Gran Torino and just suppressed information, which if we do a what-if scenario, they didn't suppress anything very early on, this catastrophe would have actually been likely stopped by not suppressing Deku's, Todoroki's, and Ida's involvement. That was done for them to avoid legal consequences.
Whether you were up against a hero killer or not, none of you had the authority to harm the villain. That means the three of you, and your supervisors, Endeavor, Manuel, and Gran Torino, sure to receive harsh punishments for this gross abuse of your powers. But any punishment would only be necessary if this went public. We could say Endeavor saved the day. Stains Burns would support their story completely, and we could pretend you weren't involved. Thankfully, there were very few witnesses. This could be the last you heard of any punishments.
None of us knew we'd end up fighting in that back alley, and in the end, no one else would find out.
Which the two future greatest heroes, Deku and Todoroki, would be early on famous for beating Stain and having the full respect of the Revolution for being labeled personally by Stain as were the heroes. A massive advantage for the future revolutionary times, as both sides would love society's top heroes. Those two and many others would naturally emphasize with Stain's movement, but naturally show they want to reform the hero system peacefully and demonstrate true heroes obey the law. By going through the legal consequences publicly as well, something the population would be heavily influenced by positively by this increasing their support for society, while the tragic story of Ida would devastate through violence reform hero society methods. Stain would be shown to be mistaken a financially successful hero as a false hero, so paralyzed him, which sent his younger brother of that hero, Ida, who is a child, into such a rage. No child should be able to control themselves, having Ida make the massive mistake, not trying to save that other hero, but instead pursue revenge, as Stain viewed it was Ida's fault, not the one who you can strongly argue is responsible, Stain himself. So would have tarnished the violent revolution movement massively, maybe making it wouldn't be able to get anywhere. Also, while the hero side was making this massive mistake, future Deku portrayal of the story, which is the visual form we see, had the music. Tone was not on the side of the heroes, as they explained that they know best, while saying to those three young heroes, Deku, Todoroki, and Ida, were misguided.
Are you saying we should have just stood by and watched people die?
So it's okay to break the law as long as it goes your way?
But sir, isn't it a hero's job to save people?
This is why you're not a full-fledged pro yet. It's obvious UA and Endeavor haven't been teaching you near enough. What a shame.
You damn mutt!
Plus, clearly showed the three young heroes didn't agree nor showed they were truly on board ever in the story, which at the most, through fear of being reprimanded by the hero side, followed along, but as heroes, broke those rules as time went by, resisting them, which the music, when they did that, clearly supported them when they resisted. So future Deku shows he blames society for failing to stop the Civil War by being negligent and misguided, while also future Deku looks down on society, restraint on heroes, which are things that society would end heroes' careers over. It is unclear at this point what this implication will be, but there is a divide between future Deku and society. Even so, Deku's original quote pulled off one of its most difficult and hardest fought for victories it may ever have. Deku allies turned that victory into one of the greatest disasters that could ever be possible. As I said before, Deku's original quirk had the worst luck in this event, making if Deku won, he would regret it for the rest of his own life. That seems to be all the information stored here, so I'll end my video here. In the next event, these can be considered which I use the word calm very loosely, calm before the storm. Since my research states the summer training camp will secretly cause the end game, I want to solely focus on it, so I will be covering all remaining events before it, which will cover the rest of Season 2 and a little bit of Season 3. This has been a Dear Runner of the Runner of Dear. Thanks for watching.